We are
Nastasia Filippo,
Lorenzo Alberti,
Francesco Ricci,
Martin Balaban, and this is
Kunst and all.
Today we're joined by Nnamdi Nwagwu, an Afro-Italian choreographer and international guest artist based in the Netherlands. He trained at Professione Danza Parma and Codarts University of Arts, later expanding his studies at the Ailey School and through an intensive with the Netherlands Dance Theatre. Recipient of major international awards, he has performed in renowned galas worldwide. Since 2021, he has been a resident choreographer with Balletto di Parma and a guest artist for companies including Teatro Regio di Parma, Corso Theatre, and Teatro Social di Como. In 2023, he became the first Afro-Italian choreographer to create for the Stuttgart Ballet, later presenting Tito at Lincoln Center in New York. He has also collaborated with the National Ballet of Canada, the Royal Ballet School, and students of the Paris Opera Ballet. In 2025, Nnamdi appeared as a guest soloist with Ballet Dortmund and premiered 3 new works for Stuttgart Ballet, the junior company of Dutch National Ballet with ISH Dance Collective, including his first self-production, Le Préfiche, winner of Orsolina 28's Call of Creation. The same year, he was shortlisted for Forbes Africa's 30 Under 30 as one of the most influential young artists in the field. Beyond dance, Nnamdi also works internationally as a movement director for brands including Vogue, Tod's, Zalando, Tinder, and Calvin Klein. Nnamdi Nwagwu, welcome to Kunst and all.
Welcome back to a new episode of Kunst and all. Hi Tazi, hi Martin.
Hello.
I'm
Hello.
super excited to announce the new guest of this week. We've been following you online and the work he has done is incredible. So welcome Nnamdi to the Kunst and all podcast.
Thank you. Hi.
We're so excited to have you. Could you tell a little bit about your background and where did you start your journey with dance?
Yes. So, as you said, I'm Nnamdi. I started dancing when I was 5, because I was doing basketball. But the problem was like every time I was doing basketball, I was splitting during the matches. Like I was in the split with my jazz hands, and the coach was like, "I think Nnamdi wants to dance." So I started dancing. I was 5. Then I moved when I was 13 to a ballet school in Parma. And then I moved to the Netherlands to study at Codars. And yes, here I am. That was my journey so far.
Amazing. I'm just very interested because obviously I've been following your path, honestly, because I bumped into some of your videos on Instagram and I got super curious and interested. And I saw that after Colors, I was really wondering where you were going to go. And then I saw you were starting freelancing.
Yeah.
So how did that come around? How did you decide to start that?
Well, I mean, already when I finished the ballet school in Parma, I was already into auditioning for some companies or just getting to do at least 1 year of internship. But then I was like, I don't want to like someone else to choose for me. Like I really love my freedom. I really love my artistry. So then I heard about this freelancing, but yeah, unfortunately, when you're a student, they kind of give you a little bit of trauma of this freelancing. Like, you're not gonna work, you're not gonna survive. You have to do 3 jobs at a time. So I was actually really afraid. And then I met a friend of mine, she was really doing well, and she was like, "Actually, you can do it." And at the same time, I started choreographing. So I was like, both of the things seem I have to just find my own word. And yeah, actually already when I was in Parma, I started freelancing in Italy. And then Codas was an excuse actually to just deepen out my freelancing. So meanwhile, I was doing the bachelor, I was working already.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it was a bit crazy.
Did you do the all 3-4 years or you just went? Can you join later in Codars or not?
I did. I joined the second year. Yeah, I skipped
nice.
the year. Yeah, I was lucky.
Okay.
So you jumped right into the freelancing straight away.
Yeah.
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 It's so great. I feel like for us that have been, directly from school into companies, it is quite scary, but very brave of you.
I think I don't know, like when I was in my last year of Coders, I received few offers to join as an intern for some companies. But for some reason, I was like, I don't feel it. But
Mm.
the problem was not the company. Like the company were amazing, nice directors, super kind people, nice repertoire. It was just like not for me. Like no, there was like really something. And also, a lot of companies. I mean, maybe you know better than me, but a lot of German companies they give the chance to the dancers for one evening to bring their pieces.
Yeah.
This was not enough. I was like, no, in one season, only one night. No.
Hmm.
So then I was like, okay, if you want to choreograph and dance at the same time, I better freelance.
Yep.
Right.
Right. So you were very clear that you wanted to bring the two things together.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's great, because usually I feel sometimes people develop this interest in choreography later on, or when they're in the companies, when they're young choreographers, evening, they try it out. But
Mhm.
wow, also because like as a choreographer, especially young boys and new boys, to find the right people that can bring your vision to stage, that also must be like to find your circuit of people.
Yeah. Yeah. I was very lucky. I think so far I just had positive, yeah, people bring my piece. So actually,
That's great.
I'm very like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's very
It
nice to hear.
just takes diving into the deep end straight ahead. And if you have a strong vision like you do, then there's no reason why anyone can't make it.
I have a question. What training, like as a part of your education, what training or experiences have shaped you and kind of created this idea and also curiosity and confidence that you can and should go freelancing?
Well, I started as a ballet dancer. So actually, for my full life, I was always at the bar. Um, but it was something that I was so in love with ballet, with the ballet world, but I was not in love on bringing like ballet shows, like ballet works, ballet repertoire on stage. So there was actually this duality of me loving taking class, me loving to learn, but me hating being on stage and with the white tights.
Hmm.
So then um, I discovered contemporary, discovered Gaga. Um, then I went back to my ballet school, and I was like, okay, I'm done with it. And I think this actually changed this kind of character in me on saying, okay, you know what? From now on, you choose what to bring on stage. And if it's not able, you produce it. If you don't see it around, you make it.
Hmm.
So I think actually it's a bit also my bit of my personality that if I don't find something, okay, I create it. I'm not a person who's like they're crying and saying, "Oh my god, this is not happening." Okay, it's not there. I do it.
I
But
love it.
yeah, I think so far that's it.
That sounds amazing. I have a really important question, I feel. Were there any like stops or problems on the way? Like people telling you, no, you should make a normal classical career as a dancer, and then you can, once you gain experience, then you can sort of explore your own identities. Because I feel like that's a thing I have heard a lot, because I just graduated from school, and I feel like this is something that we've always been told. And so I'm wondering what your experience was like in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, for my side was I don't know. I think it was 50-50 because I have to say I really had nice directors to my ballet school where they really gave me the chance to create. Like I think my first creation I was 15 and I
Hmm.
was this big theater in Parma and I was like with all production and doing the light by myself. Yeah, there was for sure because usually there's this stereotype that dancers should first become a dancer and then
Exactly.
after just choreographed. And also sometimes working for some people who are older than you can be a little bit intimidating. But yeah, I think like um I'm very good at sneaking out at the nose. Like I don't take no as an answer. I just take later. So
That's perfect.
That's great.
I wanted to get a bit deeper into your choreographic voice. And I wanted to ask you, how would you describe your choreographic style, especially having these influences in mind in your training?
um I mean, as coming from the ballet world, I think there is always a little bit of ballet technique in it. Maybe it's not out loud, but there's still needed or sometimes like required. I don't like to use the word required because I'm very open to work also with different dancers, but actually that's the most comfortable technique that I know. Then, of course, I train a lot of years with the Gaga technique by Wadnarin. So I try always to influence it. And I'm also Nigerian. And I'm really proud of being Nigerian. So I always try to do this kind of, yeah, Caesar salad, as I call it, of a different style and also my Nigerian voice. So I think, yeah, physically, I would say this. Then maybe dramaturgically, I'm really curious on society, on this generation, and yeah, the human aspect, and also sometimes also just storytelling, which I love drama. We all love drama, so.
I actually wanted to ask you, like, what inspires that? Because you were just mentioning now, like, are there recurring themes, images, emotion, and also where do you start from an idea? Like, do you start from an idea from the music? How do you elaborate or start creating?
Okay. It's very different from each production, each creation. Like I call it babies. Like my friends are making jokes of me because my creations are my babies. I call it babies. And yeah, they are very particular. I have to say that so far right now, I'm really close with the music. It's really, really important for me. Um and then the theme comes out, and then the dramaturgy comes out, and the costume. Um because I think I'm very curious more on knowing how the music influenced my movement and my creativity. But I'm also receiving some commission where directors or people are just telling you straight away, you have to do this storytelling, and you're like, oh. And it's a challenge, but actually it's good.
Yeah,
And I try to see how like emotions of text. I really like to read a lot. In Italy, I study psychology, so
nice.
really attached to this human side, how the human thinks and how they behave. So I actually try to take also a little bit of my studies there. So I think it's actually a mix, but mostly I would say music. I'm really in love with the music.
Which is so fascinating because actually we were talking a bit. Tazi, you can dive with your questioning, like jump
Yeah,
in.
no, I was reading, no, I was watching a YouTube video of an interview of you with Stuttgart Ballet with a piece that you made, Okay Drama. And you mentioned that you really like using folk music in your work. And I love folk music as well. And I wonder how you relate to that because it might not necessarily come from your background, but I'm sure there's something that you can relate. For me, folk music is like the voice of the community, the voice of the people, in a way, the music of the people.
Yeah, for me, it's very important that the dancers, when I'm working with them, they really remember the human beings rather than just dancer. Uh, and I think the most extrovert way to remind them is with the music, is with the storytelling, with them, with talking with them, with being human with them. And because I'm very young and usually I have older people working with me as a dancer, I have to find this kind of connection and establishing this kind of trust between each other because there's this stereotype that young choreographers are not able to choreograph or maybe are still kind of lost. Meanwhile, I don't look lost. I think I'm very confident what I'm doing. Um, and I think the folk music somehow, when I always press it the first time in the studio, it gives this chillness and this just calm to everyone, even the people who doesn't really like the folk music. It just reminds of people, of human. And I think it's working for me.
I love that.
That's super interesting. Also, because one of the pieces I saw from you, still in November for Stuttgart, you used La Rosalia. Like I loved it. It was super touching. Like it was really, really touching.
Thank you.
Especially the end with La Catalina, the music you used. I was like, this is so tasteful.
Thank you.
Because I think there's a fine line, especially when you use like pop music, let's say, from tacky to like deep, and that fit perfectly. I don't know, the piece was really beautiful. The way the whole hand at the end, like it really made sense. Like for me, I was like, where's it gonna go? And then how the piece ended, I was like, wow. And I think I messaged you right away on Instagram. I was like,
Yes, you did.
wow. I was like, wow.
No, thank you. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, very nice. Yeah, it was my first experience actually with Nover, with the people from Stuttgart. Yeah, and yeah, it was very
Can I
nice.
ask you, sorry, it just came to my mind this question. Like, obviously you're like, I want to say well established now in your name, like growing and growing. But obviously Novair and Stuttgart Ballet is also a name. How did you, were you like also there, you felt very confident, was like, you know what? Or was the name a bit kind of not scaring you or intimidating, but like, did you feel the pressure? Or you just went in the studio and be like, guys, it's just fun.
Um, so I think the first time that I went, I was really, really, really afraid because usually for Novair, you have to send an application form where Sonia Santiago, the project manager, with the director, choose from the guest choreographer from that season. And that was not my case. Mark Ribot, one of the ballet masters, saw me in a gala with one of my creation, and then he talked with Sonia and Tamas. So I felt the responsibility of a ballet master, kind of recommending me, and I have to do good, somehow.
Right.
So it was a bit scary. Also because Novair, you don't have a lot of time to work on the creation. And it was my first year in the Netherlands. So I was actually really new into everything. Usually I was just creating for small companies in Italy. I just did my creation in Ater Balletto. It was a small group. So it was actually a big production for me. And I was, I think, 18. Yeah, I think I was 18. So I was like, okay, let's do it. But yeah, the second time was family. Like in January now, it was just like seeing back the people, family. Yeah, there was a funny story. If you want, I can explain you.
Yes.
Funny story that until the premiere, the music rights were not cleared. So it was either we're not gonna go on stage or either we're not gonna go on the live stream. I don't know if I can say this, but yeah, I'm gonna say it. So for the full creation, beside me working with the dancers, I was calling Libano every day and the music rights, and they were not answering me. I think I spent a lot of money to find the rights with the also girl from the theater. And yeah, the day of the performance, no, the day before the performance, so actually the general rehearsal, we received a message from the singer, which was she was accepting the rights.
Oh my God, work.
Oh.
That's stressful.
Yeah, it was really stressful. Just because I texted the son, I think I texted the son of the nephew to reach out to the singer. Yeah, whatever.
You were like, I'm gonna do it no matter what. I'll
Yeah.
find my way.
Literally.
Work.
Literally.
I'm glad it worked out. I wanted to jump in a bit more like juicy and interesting topics about identity. So I wanted to ask you, what does it mean to you to be a BIPOC artist in the contemporary dance world today?
Um, Responsibility for sure. Yeah, I don't know. As I said before, I always felt like there was no one like was similar to me. I was the only black person I know in the ballet class, also in the modern class. So I felt like me being and pursuing this career, especially in the freelancing, which is also a bit more unstable, uncertain at the beginning when you don't have connection or networking, I needed to do well. So now it's okay, but I have to say when I started, I was really putting a lot of pressure on myself because I was representing a community. So yeah, I have to say the beginning it was more stressful for myself because I felt I needed to do well rather than just experience.
Right. Just to make it clear, like for our listener, whoever is not familiar with the term, like BIPOC is Black Indigenous People of Color.
And just like chip in a little bit, it's a term that recognizes both the shared struggles and the unique histories of different racialized communities. And us as a podcast, we want to like recognize that these identities are also distinct, and we want to honor that and speak with that nuance throughout the conversation.
Yeah, well said, Tazi.
I would also like to ask, you know, in your very specific case, being a young black dancer, choreographer, freelancing, there may have not been many examples of people with like similar stories, but there have been in the past very important, black dancers, choreographers. Were there any of those people that you connected with and that inspired you?
Yes, actually, for me, the biggest inspiration is Alvin Ailey.
Mhm.
I trained there actually.
Mhm.
I did like I believe 3 months there, 2 months. And that was the first time where I saw black dancers in my life for real.
Wow.
I was 15, I was in New York, and I did the summer intensive,
Mhm.
then also got admitted to the school. And that was the first time that I was seeing like full company of those black dancers. And I was like, wow, so I can do it, you know? So this was, yeah, I think the biggest inspiration that then kept me with me, then with the Ely legacy.
It's really great that you are now kind of becoming popular and people start to know about you, because now you can become that for other people, because I feel like it's still really lacking, especially in European environment.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying. I don't know if I represent, but that's actually my biggest wish to just like go back to the small Nnamdi and just say, hey, there's someone like you, you know, or maybe similar, or maybe that
Yeah.
this can happen, you know. Like when I was young, I never thought I was, yeah, I could be able to choreograph because I never saw a black choreographer. I never saw like a black prince. It was very difficult for me to just like achieve this thing of just saying, okay, actually you can do it, you know? Yeah.
It's so beautiful though that you were probably surrounded by very supportive people that they never even question, be like, oh, you sure? Like you just went for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as much I think it's a personality thing, but I feel if you have a really like a background, as in like people that love you and support you, then you feel even more.
Yeah. I mean, I really have a supportive family, I have to say. In the Nigerian culture, everyone is dancing.
Yeah.
So, like every Sunday, everyone is dancing. And a lot of time, my family members say, yeah, you're not able to dance because you're not dancing like us. So, actually, yeah, they dance better than me. But yeah, so for sure having like a supportive family. I really joined this private school, were really amazing. You had Alessandro Lucia Frola, which
Yes.
their parents were my director in the ballet
Yeah.
school. When I joined, Alessandro went to Hamburg. Um, so actually, yeah, I had like the best directors ever because they were like, yes, if you don't see it, just create it. And this actually kept with me with this energy. So yes, it's also about the personality, also about the people, but also about someone like keeps reminding you that you can do it, you know, like there's a possibility, you know. How? I don't know. In which way? You don't know. But yeah, there is a position, there is a space for you. Then I'm also very Buddhist, so I believe also in the karma. I really
Right.
so yeah, I'm very connected to all of this for me.
On a bit of a more personal level, how has your identity shaped your experience in like professional dance spaces? Have you felt challenges or perhaps maybe some unique opportunities because of your identity in the spaces that, yeah, you move through?
It's funny because yesterday I just had a dinner with my best friends, and we were talking about it that sometimes, way better now, but at the beginning, because I was young, and you know, when you're young, you have less experience. So for the companies, you're cheap. I felt that they were just hiring me just because they needed a person like me. So not because they value me as an artist. I was like, maybe I'm the token in this situation, you know, like they just need me because yeah, I'm the black gay artist, you know, like, but actually, no, I just like realized that maybe some of them that was the case. I don't know. Um, but I'm talented, you know, so it has nothing to do with my color or with who I am, but it's really about what I have to offer. And now, as Lorenzo was saying before, I have this cultural background, which is mixed with my Italian background, so I'm loud. So my being loud is needed for maybe some certain companies. So yes, especially to answer you, it was yes, but also no. So it's actually a 50-50 in it.
I have a question on the other hand. Now, of course, we've talked a little bit about how like beautiful your background is and how it's important to share. And I feel like there's many people who believe this. I wonder if you've ever, come across people that were not as supportive. If you ever felt, especially from like maybe let's say the freelancing system and companies, that they didn't want you. If you ever felt not seen.
Yes, yes. Um, Mostly in Italy. uh,
Really?
Mostly in Italy. It's very difficult to explain because there's not like really a specific moment, but there are certain behaviors in certain contexts that you can really sense it. I don't know, maybe it's like a trauma of these second generation immigrants, like in my case, but there is this behavior that you sense it about people. And those are the people who have the power. Like, could be also just like black humor or really racist phrase. Excused by is the cultural used back in the days. I used to do this. So yes, but I'm very good to shape it my way. Like I
Mhm.
learned through the years that it was not just about me, it was about entire community. So me fighting or me having a deal with them can help the situation for sure because it's needed. But it's not my job to educate you. It's not my job to just give you the knowledge. As long as you came to me, just we have a conversation like we're having right now. And this release a lot about me because before I thought, oh, I have to help everyone who's saying bullshit. I have to help. Actually, no, it's not my responsibilities. My responsibility is just to be in a safe place. And if someone who's just like ignorant comes to me, I can, of course, come to then educate you, even though it's not my job.
Very interesting.
How do race, heritage, or cultural narratives show up in your work, if at all?
So, Nigeria is actually a big country in Africa, in the western part of Africa, and just the population of Nigeria is one third of the full African continent. So actually, there is a lot of people. Um, and in this country, there's different tribes, and my the tribe of my family is the Igbo tribe, which this tribe is based on family, really about family and community and society. And actually, I am actually working on this thing where I'm writing or like just giving Igbo names to my title. Like the piece that Lorenzo saw in Stuttgart was Abwa, which means two in Igbo. And okay, drama is of course an English name, but there was a subtitle with Omkara, which means family. Um, so I think, yeah, of course, in a very external ways, the title, but then it's also the shape of the relationship between the people, the dramaturgy. I'm really working close with this dramaturg, which is a dear friend of mine, Gregor Akunapo. Um, and he really understood how I wanted to bring my European and Italian dramaturgy on my pieces, beside and connected with my Nigerian um, heritage. So it's actually about being one. Is a society. It's not about just being a mover. I'm always saying is to the dancers also that for the brain knows where the work is going, so the movement, the steps, wherever. But for the body, is a new experience. So actually,
That's beautiful.
yeah, that's actually my main thing that I keep to remind the dancer that the body, that the mind that said no, but for the body, is a new experience.
Actually, we got to work with Gregor.
Is he Johan Inger's
Yes, yes,
stager?
yes.
Ah, the
The
dramaturg. Ah,
dramaturg,
yeah.
fantastic,
He's very passionate. He will make,
incredible.
like, we were like a bit confused sometimes rehearsal. You would speak to him, be like, okay, what's clear? What do you have to do?
Amazing.
He's
Well,
great. And also, he has humor. It's nice to rehearse with him.
it's amazing. I'm really like glad that I get to meet him. And I met him literally at the beginning of my career. Like my first creation after Balletto, he was my dramaturg. And then I was like, you're gonna stay with me forever.
Yeah.
Uh, so and yeah, we just did now a creation in Orsolina, and it was amazing working with him again because for each creation, he just has so much to learn and to coach, which is beautiful. It's not just a dramaturg who's just like he coach dancers, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, no, and I feel like from a dancer's perspective, you don't often get that. And I don't know, I feel like it strengthens the relationship between the dancer and what the choreographer wants to communicate by being able to see the work from all these different perspectives. So the fact that your work is so deep, that's really nice that you have him as well to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was Ursulina? Sorry, I'm a huge fan of Ursulina. Like, I want to know. Like, the first time it started to be a thing, I was like, where is this magical place? I didn't know it was in Italy, or like, I didn't know. And then I found out it was in Italy. I was like, oh my God. Like, because you're immersed in nature, and especially in your work that is so like coming from the roots. Did you feel like a different sort of inspiration being in that place?
Definitely, definitely. Ursulina is amazing. I think I'm very proud to be Italian. Like in that moment, I'm like, wow, like this is my country. And yeah, the creation went amazing because you're just like easy Moncalvo, is not in a small, small city, small town in Italy, where you do super nice wine, super nice food. But then you're working a lot, but then you're so into the work and the people surrounded. So then the team, also the chef or the catering, it just becomes your friends. Like 4 weeks and you're just there. So actually, I feel so grateful because, yeah, the last time that I did my creation in Italy, I was 18. So being back after a few years in such a contest, I was like, wow. And then I met Narin there, which was actually, he's actually my biggest god. So I was like, wow, like, please wake me up. So I think it's amazing. Like, I suggest to go.
Barcelona is
Yeah, I would
amazing.
love.
There's just so many mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when I went in the from May to June, like I did the
Oh,
full
okay.
year, and there was no mosquito.
Okay.
I heard by people that in July, August is there. So the next time I'm gonna go, it will be always in May and June.
That's good. Good to know.
Yeah.
Coming back to the interview a bit, how do you advocate yourself in spaces that maybe were not built with you in mind eventually? Have you picked up any survival tools, especially when you're creating that you need to be so focused and concentrated and dedicated? Whether it's like setting boundaries, protecting your mental health, finding support in your community, how could you really like focus only on that if you ever happen to have these kind of thoughts?
Um, as I said before the beginning, like creations for me are my babies, you know. So the creation process is actually the building of the babies. So I'm not really focused on other stuff rather than just how my dancers are feeling, how I can connect with the dancers, and how this creation is going. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe the good mechanism that I'm doing, which I'm not even relating, is just to create a nice environment. Just because maybe I'm afraid to then deal to something that I don't know, maybe, yeah. I'm just trying to make it look very, very easy and very, very good also because my work is really intense, it's really physical. So yeah, I always wondered how will it be to have a physical world such as mine, very deep with the dramaturgy and also a bed like energy. I don't know if
Yeah.
it will work, you know? So I think maybe unconsciously I'm always trying to make it look good in the studio, like nice energy. And of course, there is a moment where there's a clash, misunderstanding and stuff. But I always try to just step back. And also the good thing is I'm still dancing. So I feel them. Like I
Mhm.
remember, like I'm still there, you know? Like today I'm creating, tomorrow I'm dancing for someone else, you know? So I feel them.
I have a question about your process in the studio then. Um, you said you really like to connect and like listen to the dancers. Do you let the dancers affect your final work, or how does that work? Like, are you have a clear idea and you kind of are trying to like shape them in a certain way, or are you letting them have sort of freedom, or what is your approach to that?
So the day before the process, I actually dream about the pieces,
Okay.
which is crazy. Like the day before was a process, I dream the beginning and the end of the piece, or just the beginning. I don't know, or maybe a certain moment or a
Uh-huh.
certain step. And then I just say to them, say, guys, this came to my mind, and so it's gonna happen. But then in the studio, I have this moment where I start really to improvise by myself. Like I really, I call it jiggling moment because I'm not really dancing. I'm just like putting the music and just like doing really like a lazy dance. And then I just see images inside my brain, my head, or whatever it is. And then I say, okay, guys, let's go with it. And then I start. Then the second process is let the dancers embody the movement. So it looks very frontal at the beginning because I'm really giving a lot of knowledge, especially with the musicality. I'm really, 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 really stick to that. Because before coming to the studio, I think I heard the music I think 10,000 times or 20,000 times, like when I'm showering, when I'm cooking. every time. So I really know into details the music. But then I let the dancer then to embody the movement. And if it's like right or left or maybe up and down, like those are details, I think.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
I call it the jiggling moment.
I love that. So it's really what's present in the studio. You don't come much
Yes.
pre,
Yes.
trying to impose an idea on the dancers. You really
No,
connect with them.
a lot of times I feel not inspired. Like when I was in Orsolina, for instance, there were some days I was like, guys, nothing is coming and I'm not gonna force myself. I never force myself. We don't have a lot of days, but will come. You know, like I cannot like think every day is gonna be productive like every day. And that's for some companies a bit strange to hear this because they know they have to finish at 6, but then if one day you wanna finish at 3, they're like, oh, what should I do? Especially from the management side, not from the dancers. They're happy when this happens. But from the management side, no. But yeah, this is the way I'm working, and I think it's I'm trying to build a non-toxic place. Otherwise, I'm not able to create. I'm very sensitive on this.
Right. Yeah, of course. I wanted to deep a bit deeper into the freelancing, and what it is like to be a BIPOC freelance artist.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, while freelance work may offer a lot of creative freedom, I assume, because I'm not in the scene, that it also can create a bit of financial instability. I wanted to ask you, how do you balance the need to survive while keeping the desire to make meaningful work?
I started freelancing, as I told you, when I was very young. I was 15, I think, when I did my first freelance job. And then till I was in Coders, all my jobs were like as an intern. So I could have, I think, maybe as a dancer, I'm talking, gain more money, but I was a minor. So there are certain rules, especially in Italy, that way you can still work, but you can work as an intern with less hour. But yeah, the freelancing is actually very interesting because it's all about you. It's all about your personality, all about how able are you to create a networking and people who really trust your artistic vision. Um, I hear people that really have gap of months where they're not working, but are very intelligent enough to put money aside. Luckily, I have two careers, a dancer and as a choreographer. So there are some moments where I'm not dancing a lot, where I'm choreographing more, and vice versa. And that's actually very nice for me because I really have not a lot of gap moment. I'm very lucky on this. And I also started teaching. So I also gave class at Kodar sometimes, and in the firm bachelors, and in my ballet school, which is very interesting because it made you realize how what you're gaining in your career, you're trying to maybe just give to someone else. At the same time, you have a big responsibility because it's about training. You have to always feel ready. So it's different from a company class. I am very lucky because I'm in the Netherlands and there's a lot of companies where I'm taking class, where I'm able to take class. So I have to say thank you to all the directors that allow me to go as a guest to take class every week. But yeah, there's also the gym, there's also the yoga. Like, it's really about yourself. How able are you to really keep your body on shape? Because then it can be that the day after they call you for a gala because someone got injured and you have to be on shape. And this happens quite a lot. So, like now, I was talking to my friends that last year I started the season saying, "Oh my god, my season is empty," and then I look up yesterday. I was like, I was full, and most of the job they called me the week before, the month before. So it's all about really being good at programming, and then financial advisor, people really able. But at the same time, sure, very good, not like me, to keep track of taxes or stuff. There is people that really can do by themselves, which is not my case. Uh, so I have a financial advisor who is really good and at helping me and yeah, supporting me on things.
Jumping to the present and future, what current project or performances are you working on or excited about?
So I just did right now in June, a creation with Ursulina, Art 28 Art Foundation, alle Prefiche, which is a really very special piece for me. We're touring with the piece, so we're trying really to bring different festival. So actually, I'm really focused on getting more and more gigs to this show because he just had like his premiere in June, so it's actually very fresh. We just perform it now again in Italy, in Udine.
Is it the Fur Girls?
Yes, exactly.
Beautiful. Okay, I know. I know.
And then I think I'm gonna open an audition very soon because I'm gonna do a new production with only male dancers, male identifying dancers. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to see who's curious to work with me because I don't know. Like I never open an audition. I always work with people I know or I saw them performing. So that's very scary. Maybe no one is gonna apply.
No, I'm for sure not.
And yeah, so far this, then dancing for the choreographers, have nice project. Um, yeah, a new creation for coders for the bachelor where I trained.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very nice stuff. Some stuff are just signed, some stuff are just there, some stuff are just manifesting new creation for companies. Yeah,
But when you have ideas, especially like knowing, for example, you will the choreograph for Coders later in the season, do you have like a notebook or something when you have ideas you just write down, or you're someone that focus just on the piece that you're currently working on, and or you're like jumping back and forth?
I'm jumping back and forth, jumping because I really have like I'm not alone when I'm creating. I mean, I'm alone in the studio, but I have a light designer, for instance, also a dramaturg, Gregor, and also I have the sound designer, and they all have to be a bit aware of what we're going through. I cannot give them the day before. Hey guys,
Right.
so I learned that was also very good as a school to really communicate earlier, because could be overwhelming for them. For me, no. For me, it's fine to just jump over and over, but for other people that they have also their own theme can be also a bit overwhelming. I think that's the present, and yeah, who knows? Maybe tomorrow I receive a message that I have to go to someone else.
I wish that for you. Like, but I'm excited to see all the new things you're gonna do.
Me too, me too. I
Yeah.
also have a question about we've spoken about your intentions in the studio and what you like to create, but how does audience come into that? What is your relationship with the audience? What do you hope the audiences feel or experiences when they watch your work?
Um,
Are you creating for yourself or for the audience?
I'm creating for a community,
Okay.
and I can be part of it mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I can also step aside.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I so far I just did only one creation about my personal life.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I always love to do like a very abstract or a very related about community or maybe my personal life, but regard the community, or my personal stories or maybe relationship or like it was a piece about the relationship with my father, and I
Mm-hmm.
just brought it on stage, and that was less enjoyable for me because it was really like I was naked on stage, like I was really like I was showing my grief on stage, which I was not used to. But I think I'm creating for for the community. And I don't know, there's always a little bit of irony that I put in my piece because I think I mean this life is so funny. So I just love to bring on stage also things also. They don't have to be loud like out loud, but somehow I really love to make the audience laugh or maybe just go home and just like say, oh, this piece was really funny. It doesn't have to be look good, you know. I'm not really a person who's really into the aesthetic. I mean, I am, of course, I'm a choreographer, but I rather have this feeling of joyful or thought, or also I didn't really like the piece. You know, I'm a bit more afraid when the audience feels like a bit flat. This I'm a little bit, yeah. I don't. It didn't happen. Yeah, it never happened yet so far, but you never know. It could happen, of course. But yeah, that's actually a bit where I'm a bit more, oh, okay. Because I really love when they say, actually, I didn't really like it. Say, nice.
Yeah, to have an emotion, like
Yes,
not
I agree.
liking it is still an
I agree.
emotion.
yes. I'm like, nice. And then I love also talk with them, you know. So like, some festival they're able to do Q&A with the audience, and that's my favorite thing. That's why I always love to stay there in the audience and see like, yeah, and just hear the audience. Not because I'm afraid, just because I'm curious to see how do they feel it. Because I've been seeing this creation for 3 months, so I think I'm
Right.
also a bit overwhelmed, or used to this. I know the
Yeah.
girl she's gonna turn, the boy is gonna do the big jump. Like I'm used to that, But what is for them,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Connecting to this, what does success mean to you?
Wow. um, I don't know. I really don't know. I think for me, success is really connected to me being able to do what I want to do.
Hmm.
And that's actually what I'm doing right now. So I feel personally for myself successfully because I'm choosing every day what to do and what to not do to step aside. I'm able to take amount of distance from dance and just say I don't feel connected to dance anymore, which is also very nice for my mental health because I really value this. Um, so I think, yeah, being able to hold the keys of my happiness,
Hmm.
I think, if it makes sense.
It
It
does.
does. It
It
does.
does.
I wanted to ask you, what change do you feel that the dance sector needs in order to survive?
I personally think that there is really need of less aesthetic. Like I
Yes.
I love the ballet world. I love the contemporary world. I love each form of dance of art. I'm obsessed with it. But I feel they're all so busy into aesthetic. But so much. Like also directors. They're so into like aesthetic and not about getting to know humans. Like I remember I did this audition when I was studying to I want to join a company. Uh, that I arrived till the end, and the director was like, "I'm looking for a dancer who was like 187 and I'm 188," and I was like, "Huh? Like, huh?" Like, and this I was like, like maybe I was like, "No, you don't like me." And like, "No, no, I really like you. I really appreciate you as an artist. Like, I'm really a big fan of you, but I'm looking for someone 187, not 188." And I was like,
That's crazy.
and I hear more and more friends of mine and they
But
join
that's what it's like.
audition and they're experiencing, especially when you have the gap from the school to the company, which is we all experience is the worst moment, like you start doing auditions and things. So I think there is needed of really, I don't know, but personally, like I rather have a less talented, which I also don't know what is talented or not talent, dancer, but with a human side rather than just like a robot who's maybe
Right.
aesthetically as a stereotype, but then inside is just empty. Because if something happens to me in the rehearsal, and I'm also a choreographer, and things can also happen to me, I don't, and there's no empathy. What are we doing for this for?
Yeah.
Like, why do we
Yeah.
start? Like, why do we all start dancing? Like, why do we start all in this field? I don't know. I feel empathy.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah. Any dreams or collaboration you're hoping to pursue in the
There is a lot, a lot. I really would like to work in a big theater in Italy because they're not used to have black choreographers. So yeah, I'm really looking forward. Like I'm waiting for the directors to call me.
Yes, let's manifest. We manifest on this podcast.
We do.
Yeah.
Let's put it out in the universe.
I'm really like waiting for that moment because I think the little Nnamdi will just like really be happy. Um and then yeah, just to keep being like this, like being finding like I'm really like I hope that whenever I reach a moment where I'm not happy to do this job, or I'm not feeling like for grateful, like I don't know, it's like I'm really afraid of that one day will come that for me just like, okay, tomorrow I'm working for this company, tomorrow is this company. Like
Right.
I really hope I keep this energy, this 20s crazy energy with me, because I think that's what makes me also a little bit more different. It's not about being the best choreographer or being like I don't really care about it. Like I keep saying this to everyone. There's better people that do the job better than me, and I know, and I'm really okay with it. Like it's not really I don't care about it, but I think not a lot of people have my energy, so I want to keep this.
Actually, I
That's
wanted
beautiful.
I wanted to ask you, what would you tell little Nnamdi or any young dancer or choreographer, especially coming from underrepresented communities who are trying to find their voice? What advice would you give them?
Um, for sure to do what's best for them. Like I started, as I said at the beginning, thinking that I need to do certain things because I was representing a community. And yes, you're representing a certain community, but first you're representing yourself. So if this part doesn't align with yourself, but then you're like, I'm doing for the community, it's bad because you're not doing for the community because you're also part of the community. So check on your mental health as soon as possible, uh, because this career is very short. As a choreographer, maybe it's longer, but can be short in 2 seconds. We have experience of choreographers that they were boom, and then after they went boo. You know, like, um, and that's actually I was lucky. As I said before, I really have a nice family and a nice group of friends that they really advise me good to really check on my mental health. So that's why I think I keep doing this. So actually, I would say to the little Nandi, listen to yourself, be open for feedback, and then at the end, do whatever you want.
Great. To wrap it up, as a last question, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received on art or creativity? Sorry, let me stop you 1 second. I say it again because it's not the last question. I fucked it up.
That's okay.
No,
That's
Sorry.
okay.
I like the other one as the last one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Me too. Me
I
too.
love
Okay.
like as a last question.
So, what's the best piece of advice that you ever received on art or creativity?
That I shouldn't expect that this was from a rehearsal director, which I really appreciated actually. But when I received this feedback, I didn't really get it. But actually, it was a compliment. But whatever, I was very young. Um, that the movement or the storytelling that I needed to bring in the piece I was creating and I was showing, um, will never be the same as I'm doing to the other dancer. Meaning that my way of moving is very specifically. I'm building slowly a very specific movement language, which it's very impossible for other dancers to reach the same level. But actually, the feedback was very beautiful because it was like you're able to actually bring into new words to other people with this movement. So I would say this because it's actually a double key. That what I'm shaping, it can be really different and very unique from each person. That's why I really struggle with second cast.
Yeah, tell us more. I'm curious. What do you mean?
Um, I just had it right now with the piece I did on Selena. One of the girls were not able, and I casted another girl, which she did amazing. But we were able to then create another storytelling, not the same storytelling of the original piece. Because
So, as a choreographer, you don't expect the first and second cast to look the same.
hell no,
Great,
Wow.
because
no, like no.
great.
Like this cannot I cannot it's impossible. Like
I agree.
like
Yeah.
but not only physically, just like also like I don't know. The piece of Orsolina was talking about professional mourners who were paid in the south of Italy or also Nigeria to cry at the funeral of strangers. So there's a big section where those girls are crying on stage. It's a long, long section where they're crying. And I would never expect that the same girl was crying like the first cast. Because her grief, our way of just experience life is different. So
Right.
it's so stupid for me to just expect that. I don't know.
That's very nice. And okay, here it is. The last question. What is a thing that you're proud of that you never get to talk about?
That through my dance and through my art, I'm getting connected to my Nigerian roots. When I was younger, I was really, really not proud of being Nigeria. So through this journey called dance, choreography, and art, I am learning so much about my culture, and I'm getting closer to it. Which why next year I want to go back to Nigeria actually.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Because as born and lived in Italy for the full life, and I've been to Nigeria quite a lot of time. There was a moment where we just said, no, I don't want to go anymore to Nigeria. I don't feel any more connected. But uh, through my works, are actually making me realize that I want to go back. I want to see. So I think, yeah, if my mom hears this, she's gonna start crying because every time I would say, no, I don't want to go back. But actually, yeah, I feel like now is the moment for me to reconnect to my ancestor and to my heritage.
You know, yesterday, sorry, I'm mentioning this because it touched me. Yesterday, me and Tazi, we were listening to this talk with Marco Goke. He was doing this Q&A online stuff. And he said he feels like artists sometimes we choose to do this job because obviously he mentioned how we are underpaid and like how different it is with some certain like soccer player or whatever, the usual topic that we always listen. But he was like, these people, something is broken inside of them, and it's like something that he thinks is lack of love, or like, so it's so crazy and beautiful that you said, and I could connect that now through dance you wanted to go back to those roots, that eventually as a person, like as not dancer or choreographer, you were like, and now through dance you want to reconnect with that love for your like your roots.
Yeah.
So it's very, I don't know, it made me think of that when you said that. I thought of what Marco said last night. It was really special.
Yeah, like for me, it's really like it's a journey. It's a journey. Like when I was in Italy, I was too Nigerians for the Italians, and then when I'm in Nigeria, sometimes I look too Italians for the Nigerians. So I always have this kind of, I don't know where I fit. But then through dance, I just realized I just fit into my word, and I can take just both of things. So I think that's where I'm a bit proud of it. I don't know.
That's great. And I think that's why you're successful, because you're able to bring something that is just you. No one else will be like you. And I think what you said, it goes beyond technique, style, or anything. It's just you're being your authentic self. And this, as an artist and dancer myself, is that what makes me more interested to work with people. I don't want to dance with like for choreographer. I'm like, oh, because I know I will do that trick, or I will do this solo. No, I want to be moved, and I want to have the chance to live a different personality whilst on stage.
Yeah, yeah, and also just to reconnect now, because it just came to my mind now. Um, there is also this kind of needed, like now recently in the past month, that I'm more interested in how I can bring my pieces, my choreography, also outside the stage, outside the theater, and connect with just like humans. Like there is still this thing that not a lot of people are used to go to the theater. Like a lot of my friends, they never went to the theater, and they are really deep, like close friends of mine. I mean, they just went once to see me. But I'm like, wow, you should learn so much from the theater. But if you're not coming to the theater, I'm gonna bring the theater to you. So now I'm just like trying to, yeah, I'm still figuring out how I can do like some site specific or some stuff, but he has to come from me that I have to bring something to society.
I
Yeah.
love that.
I don't know. I'm interested as an Italian. Like, this is like Italian to Italian question, because we spoke about it in this podcast before. Like, I feel, especially in Italy, because in Germany I never had this feeling, but people in Italy see theater as really an elite thing. Like, they care more. Like, oh, I don't have the perfect dress. I'm like, I don't care. Obviously, don't come with a bikini, but wear a jeans and a t-shirt, a shirt. I don't care. Come watch us. Like, support us. Share, because you will be touched. You will learn stuff. And I feel sometimes I'm like, again, like, I think dress code to a certain extent, but like, it cannot. Sometimes I feel it's more important what you wear than what you see.
Yeah. And I don't know if you noticed, as an Italian, that in Teatro alla Scala, a lot of people, like I just say Teatro alla Scala because that's the theater I recently went, they go there and they are so busy on taking pictures that they
Oh
were
yeah,
so busy, but then they don't take anything from the ballet, from the opera. So
yeah.
it's really, so the reading is a status going to the theater. which I also have to say then is connected to our government that just like doesn't give anything to the theater, and then the tickets, that's why they're so expensive. My mom, she's
But
going to the theater.
I must say, like I've seen a better like opportunities for people lately. Like they do some like under 30 kind of shows that tickets are cheaper. I think also as an education for us in Italy, like people are not used to going to the theater. They'd rather go to the park to watch the football thing. Like theater is also is putting people together. I think there is also this thing of I'm gonna go to the theater and like sit there, don't talk to anyone, not socialize. I'm like, no, you can't. Like there's so much stuff. Like the best shows are also not the one that the curtain closes and you're done, like, and you go home. The best shows are the one that the curtain closes and you talk about it and you share. You're like, oh, what did you think about this and that? And I wish people would go with that mentality and that mindset, because you can like connect bridges through theater and also open conversation and be educated. So I just wish. Again, I felt the most like of this in Italy, not here as much.
And I think that's also why in each company that I worked, also each company that I just saw performing or I just heard, there's always at least one Italian.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's
It's
not
true.
just like, oh yes, Italians are talented. It's because there is a problem in our country. So
Yeah.
we're all abroad,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it's all connected.
Great, guys. I'm really, really happy you came over
Ooh.
to speak with us. It was really, really inspiring.
Thank
We
you.
obviously wish
Very.
all the success for your endeavors and upcoming projects. I'm sure we'll see you around.
Guys, I'm a big fan of the podcast. Like you can say whatever you want, but I've been like since last year, I've been there.
Ah.
Guys,
So
thank you. That means a lot. That means a
really,
lot.
like I'm like, you tell me one episode, I can tell you some stuff, Like I'm like, no,
And
I'm
we're
really
a
like
fan of you.
looking to what?
And we're a fan of you.
Yeah,
It's both
trying,
ways.
trying. I'm just like, yeah, I'm trying.
That's the best thing you can do.
Yeah, and also like you're just doing it for yourself and to connect and share, and that's the reason why we do all of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, it's really like for me. I don't know. It's so easy. Like also, I was talking with a friend of mine. For me, like if someone asks me, how do you get this commission? How do you get this creation? Maybe I'm naive, I don't know, but I keep saying it. I'm like, yeah, you should start this director. Let me send you the email. Maybe, yeah, the job, like, oh yeah, the funding. Like for me, it should be like this. Our community should be like this,
Yeah.
And
I
unfortunately,
think.
it's not like this all the time. In the freelancing, I have to say, especially in the Netherlands, where they have the culture of freelancing very, very much, is mostly ladies. Like a lot of my colleagues are really people, hey, Nnamdi, they're looking someone like you, and they're just sending, really kind. But in other places, especially with choreographers, emerging choreographers, some people are really struggling on being kind, and I don't get it, Like, I don't know, maybe it's me. Maybe it's just me, like I'm just trying to have a perfect Doraemon word. I don't know.
I mean, I think kindness is at the base of everything. Because also, as people, as a choreographer, if you're not kind, how the hell are you going to inspire your dancer? Like, you need to be generous and kind. So, yeah, I'm on board with you with that.
Okay.
And really, like, I'm so happy we could have you on. I'm sure your story and what you said will inspire many, many people. As a dancer, freelance scene, like everything.
I hope
Choreography.
I did everything well. I don't know. I was just like talking. For me, it looks like it was just like a chitty chat.
Yeah,
So
that's what we want. That's the vibe we want. We want is pretty much like we go out for a coffee and we talk and we exchange
exactly,
ideas. We are not
exactly.
pretending to be any fancy.
Amazing. Next time is the wine session we do.
Yes. But we do that without mics.
Exactly.
Yes. Great. So really good luck for everything, and I'm sure we'll see each other soon.
Of course. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you.
Thank
Ciao,
you.
ciao, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Keep doing you. Ciao,
Yes.
belli.
Ciao, ciao.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Kunst and All. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and now on YouTube. Make sure to follow us on @Kunst and All for more updates and behind-the-scenes content. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to reach out and share your feedback. We are Lorenzo, Nastasia, Francesco, and Martin. Thanks again for joining us. Until next time, stay kunstig.